Okay. Alright, boys. Let's watch this. I wish I could watch the draft. I don't actually know what the draft was. Let me pull up the VOD on YouTube, I guess, so we can see the draft, and you could just talk about that because I feel like drafts are obviously important. They kind of set the tone for how the game will end up, right?
Eager will have the
All right, let's watch this just so we can get through. I don't know why I didn't pull it.
first pick, and they will ban out Nemesis.
I don't expect eUnited necessarily to ban out the Hades, unlike Noble banned away against that.
So Nem ban when your first pick. I guess you don't want to first pick it, which is understandable. Low pressure. This is, remember, like Sunder. It's still smite, so we're still high pressure. Susano, same thing. You don't want to pick it, I guess, first. I guess the downside to Nem, I actually think Nem with Bluestone's not terrible pressure early. Like, it's a lot better than just the old school like Bumbas back in the day where like you don't have the Bluestone to help you clear. So I don't think it's terrible. Susano's like actually can poke pre-wave pretty good, and his clear is not great in the jungle, but it's okay on first wave. I think it's not like great. It's definitely not. Neither of those are high pressure picks, so maybe you don't want to like pick something that's like mid-tier pressure in your top pick. I don't know. But they're kind of surprising bans, to be honest. I mean, you're playing against eUnited. I don't watch all the games, but I wouldn't be afraid of Verizial's Susano. His Nem's probably solid, but he has a history of building terrible items, and in my opinion, deal with you without night mode on YouTube. I don't know. He has a history of building bad builds. He hates me for saying that about him, but that's the reality. Is there's when I complain about people's builds in Smite, most builds are acceptable and will not lose you the game. Verizial has actually had builds in games that have straight up lost his team games. That they're that bad. That's just the reality. I'm not picking on him. That's the objective reality. If you look at him and some of his games, he's built items that don't make any sense. So if I see Nemesis and I see Verizial on the other team, I'm saying by all means, take it, because I know that you're not going to build full pen. I know that you're not going to go like maybe a little hybrid like auto attack builds that some people are doing, which I don't think are great, but that you're probably going to do something weird and stupid. And I'm not afraid of your Susano. So I personally would not ban either of these. Maybe Susano if you really don't want to first pick it. But I don't know. I wouldn't have banned that. Then Ganesha ban, that's whatever. A lot of people are banning it. Ganesha's strong. Terra ban, very strong because Terra is a good pick. There's no doubt about it. And you're first picking Osiris here, like, with a Bologna up. Here's the weird thing about this, in my opinion, is that I'll let it keep playing. I'll mute them because we don't need to listen to F-Dot or Tully. These characters kind of wash each other out in this patch, in my opinion. Destol is amazing. They both use it well. I guess Bologna theoretically does really good in this matchup, kind of, but like, so I don't think you have to first pick this here unless if they pick Osiris and then you get stuck with Bologna if you hate that. But like, I think that's kind of a weird mindset to have, because I think you having Osiris or you having Bologna doesn't make her change anything. So I would not have picked that first. I think this would have been a better pick first in this current meta, in my opinion. And then let them pick one of the warriors, and then you pick the other warrior before you go through second ban phase if you want it. You know what I mean? So yeah, Thoth, Medusa. Thoth's an okay pick. Best hasn't really played this ever, so I don't think they would have banned it. So I don't know if you have to pick it here, but maybe he's picking it here so that they can wait on other picks later on. The Medusa pick seems kind of random as well. Like, maybe it's good, but like Hui's up, which they banned. To me, this draft looks like looks like they. I'm not trying to pick on them, but like it looks like they didn't go over picks and bans the night before, in my opinion. This draft looks like a little more well thought out, in my opinion, so far. I'll pause here. Cern, Hu Yi bans. Those are both characters that could have been in this spot and arguably would have been better, in my opinion. Over here, they banned out Erlang and Kepri. So they're going for a Roar's God pool. And they picked Fafnir. So they took out a lot of good supports, safe supports. Then he gets put on Sobek, which Sobek is not the best in the Sunder meta. But I actually think Sobek's pretty decent, maybe. Like, like if you get stuck with it, it's not a terrible pick. Oh, Serket was up too still. Wow. That's pretty interesting. They obviously picked Thor there, and he goes on Najah. And what the thing that I don't like about this Najah pick, and I remember when I saw this, was, in my opinion, like last game you saw, Najah from ahead, I think can win a game. Like straight up, it's really hard to deal with. Because when you're using your bounces and your sashes and your ults like towards the other team, it's very good. But when you're backpedaling or basically you're getting gas pedaled on, like people are diving you, like he's not very good because he doesn't have a dash, he doesn't have a jump. All he has is a heal, which can get mitigated by any anti-heal, and he has abilities that you can miss all the time, and they're very easy to miss when you have a million people on top of you. Like you might end up hitting the wrong person or no one whatsoever. I like the Cupid pick just because the reason why I like Cupid pick is underrated because Cupid has a heal, and heals are always good because if you get poked at all or you administer poke at all, you can back up sustain, right? Especially in a meta where a lot of people aren't buying Devo's gloves and stuff like that, it can help tremendously around an objective fight. So the fact that basically you have a Soul who has pretty good self-heal, Fafnir has, a little bit of heal, not great, but and then you have a legit healer on your team. Like Cupid is no joke. The heart bombs heal for a lot. Like that is really good, especially when you look at this team. Death Toll's good, but they have a Death Toll wearer, so that's nullified. He's got a baby heal for himself. It's a decent heal, but it's a self heal, and it's okay. No heal. That heal's like basically the same as Fafnir, maybe not even, probably whatever. He has to be up close to use it as opposed to the Fafnir who can use it from anywhere, and then no heal. So you're out healed already. That's not good. But anyway, so let's go into the game now so we have a better picture. That's how I feel about picks and bets. So basically my point is I'm looking at this game and I'm seeing you're in Najah and it looks like you're a little out pressured in various lanes and situations, so it's going to be a tough game no matter who you are to play this game. Like you have to create early pressure somehow, otherwise you're just going to get farmed, in my opinion. If you do not create early pressure, you're going to be in a load of trouble because you're going to be sitting back, getting dove by a Thor, getting dove by a Bologna, even a Fafnir. Digging the mustache. Yeah, I'm just trolling. So he walked up, obviously. Let's look at the lane assignments here. Basically, they're going 2 duo. Looks like 1 versus 1's in mid so far, maybe 2 solo against each other. Obviously, Osiris is very good at the level 1, right? Because he can perma-slow you, and you can't really do much about it. Lane clear wise though, thinking about this, so obviously duo they're doing their red, so whatever, and then the other people are just pushing hard. Mid you're gonna get out cleared probably as Thoth, but not by much. Like Soul's not that great clear wise either, but Thoth is obviously terrible. But this 2 versus 2 I would have tried to avoid, and see this is the shitty situation you put yourself in. This is a shitty situation you put yourself in. You've picked Najah here, right? And you've picked Thoth mid, and you picked Sobek. They're losing lanes, right? And you picked Osiris. And I look at this and I say, if Thor's here with Bologna, we're getting out pressured, and we're getting out pressured probably pretty bad. And I look at Thoth and I say, you're probably getting out pressured. And I look at here and say, you're getting out pressured. And so now every single lane is getting out pressured, and you have a character who really doesn't want to be out pressured with Najah. So I don't know, it just looks very bad. Divios is kind of going all in on that Thor for poke. He's taking a decent amount of damage, but so, and that's kind of what happened, you know. Like Thor beats there, but he really didn't need to. He wasn't in any threat. So now you've lost pressure in solo. You've lost pressure in mid. I don't even know what happened in mid, but he's poked. I don't really want to rewatch it. It's not that relevant. You lost pressure in duo, and then they invaded here, and I think this is the first blood play, right? So that's like a good dash, good plays by Zap and Aurora, and that's pretty wild right there. They get away with the first blood, and you think, okay, that's pretty good, right? Well, let's see how it turns out though, because like I said, I don't like the lane matchups right now. And we're going to find out like how much that first blood means. Right now, they're obviously the first blood gold ahead. But are they going to continue to be the first blood gold ahead? We don't know. And then he's dead. Okay, let's watch that too. Actually, that's kind of important. So there, let's fast forward. Man, I fucking hate the Smite replay client. It's so bad. Look at these. So they're under a lot of pressure right here on the right side because these buffs are still up. Soul's got control in middle kind of here. I don't know what happened there, honestly. I don't know why Benji died. I don't even want to rewatch that. I'll be honest with you. It's not really that relevant because he got a TP, he has his TP still, so he doesn't really lose much out of it. Although if he didn't die there and they continued to like basically use their lane clear to their advantage, then they probably could have got at least one of these two buffs, but they didn't. So that's obviously really good. You're up 2-0. That's like the best possible situation considering you should not have won any of these lanes. You kind of got bailed out by getting a double or getting a kill over there, getting a kill over here. These are kills that honestly should not have happened if they were paying attention. 2:17 in the game. No buffs up over here. He's getting experience from this wave. There's still two things up over here. So it's not a bad play to just sit here, honestly, and just get experience. The sash there's like whatever. I don't know. I probably wouldn't sash, but like it's not a bad play because he's not even if you sash, he's just gonna one away, and so it doesn't really do anything. I would have liked if I'm watching this back and I'm Sam though, I would have liked to not stay over here because Osiris got a kill, right? And his TP's down. And so yes, if you kill him again, it's a really big deal, but you gave Osiris a small lead. And now you're sitting over here splitting waves with him while he's soloing waves. And in the meantime, this was up and this was up, which they ended up getting, but still, the point is that if he came over and played it more with Best, then they could have maybe contested both of these, or at the very least, then you start splitting with Best, who's been soloing this whole game, and allow Osiris to keep that advantage that he got from the kill. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a little thing, but I think it would have been better just to go mid in that situation, as opposed to like splitting waves. He's a little behind on experience. He's level 4 here. They're both junglers are level 4. Let's look at the items. Oh, he's good. He's level 5 now. And they're controlling these fire alleys. That's really good, obviously. When you kill the Bellona and you start controlling this jungle hard, that's always really good. This is a weird situation because Thor has rank 2 boots, and he still hasn't backed for his rank 2 boots, so he definitely is behind in terms of movement speed and obviously the 10 power. Not a good situation to be in. Especially because your buffs, They're not respawning yet. The normal timer would be a respawn, although this is respawning and they know it. At least they should know it because they started here. So you know this is respawning, and then after that, obviously the blue over there. So in my opinion, you should have tried to find a way to back. Move camera so you can see items. Oh shit, dog. Yo, look. I'm flying, dog! Alright, I'll put it up there. So yeah, so I think he should have found a situation where he could have backed to get at least rank 2 boots, because now this red buff is spawning, and if the other team plays appropriately, in my opinion, they have a window here to probably invade if they want to look for it. I guess it depends if Cupid's hitting 5 here, which I believe he is easily on this wave. Yeah. He's like one creep away from hitting 5. So they're gonna out clear here. He's gonna back over there. Just fine. They don't have to invade. They just know that they can. He's gonna get his buff, which is nice. He got kind of bailed out, in my opinion. I think the Cupid backed. What was it? Let me look at this. I want to watch this. What did Zap have when he was coming back to lane here? That's the question. He had full boots and Cupid had rank 1 boots. Okay. So that makes sense. So where Sam was behind in boots, Zap was ahead in boots. And then Aurora was ahead in boots too. So yeah, that's good. It's probably good not to invade that red there. It's pretty like even basically across the board. Now it's gonna be, now the weird timers are gonna be really big. Whoever is more kind of communicating over the timers is gonna have a huge advantage because it's a very non-conventional game, right? It's not like the same timer that you're used to every single game that you do the nut buffs normally. I'm just kind of farming Resident Sleeper. I'm actually surprised at how little wards eUnited has. What do they have? 1 ward basically, right there. This ward's okay. It's good. This ward is okay. That ward's okay. They're okay. Vision is okay. For Eager, it's not bad, especially for this early in the game. It's actually pretty decent. See where the next action is going to happen. Obviously, these speed buffs are both up. It'll be an interesting time period. Any actives down? Just TP. Just farming away. Let me look at the graph because it actually looks like they're building. Not too much. A little bit. They're building a little bit of a lead by getting these bigger neutrals. So that's good. That's smart. That's what you want to do. No real buffs have been stolen. It's just neutral control, which is good. That's what you want to do if you like don't feel 100% confident. Obviously, you'd rather have buff control and like invades, but if you don't see yourself in a position to do so without taking a massive risk, there's no reason to, especially if you're controlling the neutrals. Because if you just control the neutrals for like 10 minutes... Wait, what the fuck happened over here, dog? If you just control the neutrals for like 10 minutes, then you build a pretty substantial lead regardless. Oh, this is where he ults him under tower, so he solos him. So obviously as Bologna, you're normally accustomed to having like pretty good pressure and getting some neutrals, but he hasn't really gotten anything neutral-wise this game, so he's falling behind, or at least staying a little bit behind from the early death, probably. And he's gonna get soloed. The good news for him, at least, obviously you don't want to get soloed, but look, there's no buffs on your side of the map that are up. There's no neutrals that are up, and your TP's up. So this kill, honestly, is surprisingly unimpactful. Because what does he get out of this? I mean, other than a kill, which is obviously kills are nice. This Thor ult's like stupid as hell. I don't know what this is about. You're not gonna kill an Osiris at 50%. Even if you full combo him here, all he has to do is get his 3 off, like at some point, and he's alive. I don't know what that was about. Let's. But I don't know. A for effort, I guess. So basically, he lost like a wave, right? Not even a full wave. Most of a wave. 4 creeps. So he's behind. Osiris is ahead. He's just trying to get experience here. They're going to control this. So obviously that blue just spawned. What's going on over here? The blue spawned, you have pressure over here, you should. Man. Does he have TP up? 9 seconds. This is a strange TP in my opinion. Or a back rather in my opinion. You have 9 seconds so you're not going to be up in time. This blue just spawned. And you should have vision of it because Sam walked this way. So I don't know. He should know it's up. You see people over here. Do they have any vision of it? They have one more up there. They don't have any vision of it. So I don't know. Your call could be that they're going Gold Fury and that's why you want to back and maybe run over. Or I don't know. That's a weird back in my opinion. I think like in that situation you want to try to be aggro on that buff, even allowing the 1v1 between Osiris and Bologna to happen. Is it rank 1? Yeah, like you're still good. Like I don't know. It's a weird play in my opinion. I personally would have liked to see him invade the blue there. Especially with this, like because if you see this happening, right? If you see a bunch of people over here, especially, these are the best times where you're in a like if you have a lead, these are the best times to be in a 1v1 situation. Like I'll bring back the examples of like when I played Bastet at LAN and we were like destroying everyone. Like dude, if they want to overcommit to one side, put me in the fucking 1v1 on the other side with buffs up. I will kill that person. I will take all your buffs. I'll do every like, and it's really no difference if you're a powerful soul laner like Osiris and you have a lead, in my opinion. He's dead to. I guess he just turned around to ult just to get damage off. See, and then this TP becomes so like bad, and it's not that Divios is a bad player. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you just objectively watch back this game, that TP fucked him so hard because now he TP'd left to save 2 people who died, and in the meantime, Bologna got her blue buff, and she's gonna push this wave into tower, so he's gonna miss a wave. I don't know what he's doing here. I'm not. I don't know. Like that was not a good play by Divios at all. Basically, if your team has something, this is what I used to call on Eager all the time because Zap really likes to play with pressure. Divios really likes to play with pressure. Everyone likes to play with pressure, but those two especially really like to play with the pressure. Now, if you're a really aggro player, you need to realize that when your team dies, you have to stabilize the game because if one person dies and then someone else dies, it creates a chain reaction of death. And chain reaction of death is not good because then you lose all your buffs, you lose gold, you lose everything. So let's look at the game clock too. We know gold's up, we know this speed's coming up, we know this blue's coming up relatively soon. This guy's literally free farming in lane when he was behind, which is you don't want to allow that. You want the opposite to happen. You want to free farm him, take his shit. These buffs are kind of coming up, these are coming up. Like there's a lot of things about to happen on the map. And now you wasted your ult, you wasted your TP, you got poked out, you missed this entire wave. So you didn't take away from left, you didn't take away from mid, you're getting experience from purple and then backing. So this Bologna got blue buff, pushed a wave in tower. He's gonna go get these harpies. They got a double kill in duo. You missed this wave. Like there's so many things going wrong in this last 30 seconds that if you watch this back, you have to like this. You cannot let this happen. This is literally the snowball of death, like making plays like that, and that's on Divios. There's no doubt about it. Like Aurora and Zap got picked, okay, and I mean, I guess I can rewatch it back just to see exactly what happened with them. And if I'm sitting there as a jungler, I'm like, you know, like after the game, like what happened? Why did you guys get picked? That would really destabilize the game. Like that was really bad. And the answer is that they have hella wards over here, and you have this one ward, and so you don't know this guy's coming. You're walking into your purple buff because it's respawning. I think as a duo lane and as a team, this needed to be communicated better. Let's watch mid, because this is a call, in my opinion, that should be made from mid. Let's see here what happens. We need to pay attention to the Thor. He's the important one. So Bess sees them go left. Oh, this is way early. One sec. One sec, chat. One sec, chat. Okay, here it is. Okay, so Bess doesn't have eyes on them, and they clear the wave and they go left. Okay, so it's... This is a nitpicky thing, but if you're a really good communicator in a team game, like you're saying, okay, you see the Bologna, you're pushed up in their jungle, you don't see anyone, right? Best is doing these, you don't see anyone contesting, right? These are not up. So there's a good chance that they're duo side jungle. So if you are really on top of your game, you're saying, hey, look, like basically there's a high chance that they're in left jungle. I don't know that they're in duo side jungle, but there's a good chance. Watch out, guys. Like just put that in the back of their mind, right? And so that when they clear this wave here, instead of pathing here, they path around the tower into the purple, right? I mean, this is a nitpicky play. This is a tough situation for Aurora and Zap, to be honest. And this is a very bad wall. Like, if that wall was behind them, they would have been so fucking... It's actually funny how that worked out. That was a terrible wall, and it ended up still getting a double kill. So again, so communication could have been better, but it's a nitpicky thing. It's hard. That was a tough situation. They both died. What do you do when they both die? Not this. Like, this is okay. I don't mind the Osiris coming mid to stop gold. Okay, they're not on gold. Okay, you see them running back. They even dropped the buff, which is crazy, right? They have 4 people. They just got a double kill. This is really smart by eUnited, if you think about it, because this guy's free farming over there, the Bologna, right? So you say, look, I'm free farming back. I know Salt Machine doesn't say this because he doesn't talk, but is what he should say is, hey, I'm free farming, guys. Back out, back out. I'm free farming. Like, I'm getting free farm over here. They're rotating to you. And look, they back out. They drop the buff. They would have been greedy to kind of stay on the buff, but they probably could have, but it was very smart for them not to. They back out. And this is where the biggest mistake happened, in my opinion. This is just inexcusable. Makes no sense. Like, what is this? I don't know what you're doing, but you can't do it. Because it gets stunned, heart bombed, like, and now the game is turned on its head, basically. Because now Bologna is basically no longer that far behind. Osiris's TP's down. They just got a double kill in duo, so Zap's lead is basically not a thing anymore. That was a really big turning point in the game if you actually watch it, like as a team, and you're looking at it, and that shouldn't even be an argument either. That's just the reality. It's like, hey, you know, Divios, you kind of messed up a little bit there. It happens. Just try to be, you know, cognizant of the fact that our team just got a little dumpstered, and we need to stabilize the game and not try to look to make plays. So they got really lucky there. They got really lucky there that they got the oracles. This is the first time that they would have lost the oracles all game, I'm pretty sure. Yo, Zombie Billy Mays, what up? Thank you for the 3 months. Let's see what happens here. Oh, dude, that's sick. Dope, dude. Pretty unfortunate that they lost both of those there. eUnited did. Does he have beads up? He does. That's too bad. If he beats there, that would have been really good. Like, really good, because then they would have Feel the Loves and they could have turned it. Wow. I honestly think if he beats that eUnited would have won that fight. I'm pretty sure he got a ring bounce off there. That's what did so much damage. Oh, that's a... Oh! Oh! That's brutal to watch. Let's watch that again. Ouch. So obviously he should have beats there. And if he beats there, that would have been really good in my opinion. He didn't. He's dead. And let's look at what happens afterwards. Also, let's think about this. Let's think about this, guys, right? He's gonna kill Soul here, right? I think that's alright, let's think about that for a second. Sobek ult was gonna go off regardless, so I don't know why Best ulted there, because now you don't have that big ult. I think that was a bad play by him. It was 100% death from the Sobek ult, especially with the Medusa that close. So if you still have Thoth ult up, I'm thinking here, Cupid ult is down. Fafnir can't do shit. Thor is across the jungle. Bellona's in lane over there. Like, you could probably do Gold Fury now, right? I mean, it's possible. It'd be kind of weird with the contention of these two, but maybe you have Sobek, so you have really good pick potential. You could always bait someone and then pluck them. But let's see what happens here. Aurora's running away. Zap's gonna go farm the duo lane. I don't think there's a clear call here. Okay, and then Zap coming back, like, I don't think there's a clear... I think the call was, Zap was saying, I'm going to go duo lane to farm this, and then someone's like, let's do Gold Fury, and then he gets caught in this weird spot where that's, like, not good in my opinion. Especially if he had a heart bomb up. He doesn't. Does he have anything up? Yeah, he does. That was a really good boomerang. It poked him super hard. So then Best is going to go in with his dash. I think that's a good play. Like right there as Thoth. He just misses. And then... What did he have up, by the way? What did Cupid have up? His dash is still done. I feel like one thing, and then obviously Aurora missed his pluck. I feel like one thing that some of the really good junglers do on characters that have missable abilities is if there's a chance of missing your ability, then you don't use it, right? Like, so for example, with Thor, a lot of the time someone's low and you're like, oh, maybe I'll throw my hammer here to finish the kill. But if you throw your hammer and then he like runs that way, then you like have no kill. So like, if I was Sam here, I have speed buff and you just boomeranged, right? So you have increased movement speed. Just walk up and auto him. Because what's the worst case scenario? He uses his dash. If he uses his dash, it's a straight line dash. And then you just ult off the dash. And that's a confirmable thing. So yeah, I don't know. I just think that you don't use that ability there. You just save it and auto attack, in my opinion. Why am I hating on my old team? I'm not. I'm watching a game from the SPL. I thought this game was good because it was a game that they had a lead in and then they lost. I don't know, you see a lot of like good Thors do it, for example, like all the time. There's no reason to like use abilities like a wall or a hammer when there's a chance of missing it, when you can just kind of walk up and auto attack, force them to like wiggle and maybe juke themselves out, you know what I mean? Or like use an ability that then you can confirm your ability off of afterwards. You can't really do gold anymore. You don't have Thothel, you don't have Najal, you don't have like anything to like get a pick either. And then like Thor's up with his ult. I just think that was like, they won that team fight basically, but they didn't do it in a way that gave them any advantage like on the map. They could have probably gotten gold or things out of this. So now this is crazy. Like, so now Divios is behind, right? He was like 2 levels ahead. He soloed this guy. They got every single fire elemental, and now he's behind. And that's because of that play he made and left that kind of cascaded this whole thing out of control a little bit, in my opinion. I mean, that's kind of how solo lane works. I mean, that's kind of how everything works in Smite. You cannot make aggressive, like, ganking or fighting plays that are going to cost you massive amounts of farm, because if you do so, you're going to fall behind in the long run. So there's the graph, obviously. You see the gold difference kind of got cut in half almost. The experience difference. Not in half, but it definitely took a big dip. It's good poke. Thoth poke is very good. Problem is they have soul heal, they have Cupid heal. That was unfortunate. Did he have ult up? Yeah, he did. Probably could have killed him. So now they... Yo, let's go Badgers. Thank you for the 4 months, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. So those two are obviously in the right jungle. They pulled gold. If Thor was anywhere close, this would be a bad call, but the fact that they see him in right jungle, it could be a pretty good call. They're secure. Thoth ult is good. Soul ult is also very good, but Thoth ult is obviously very good. Cupid ult, though, is annoying too. Let's see what happens. I like this play by Divios here. They should get gold for free because of his zoning. And they do. That's just... That Gold Fury was the result of amazing warding, really. The fact that they have a ward here, they have a ward there, and they have these wards over here that saw the solo in jungle, those wards is what caused them to be able to, or allowed them the ability to be able to call gold and confidently do it with a good zoning by Divios. So that was warding wins games right there. Oh shit, I didn't even see what was going on. So in the meantime, they're like, okay, they're getting gold, so we're just going to try to get what we can, and that would be the tower and Constellation. I like the idea of like trading the tower, but I don't like the execution of how it went, basically. It took them too long. A tier 1 tower is not that valuable. And then they kind of like were weird about falling back. I like the idea, but it's just, I don't know. I don't think it, I don't know. Good thought, but I don't think it was the right play. Now you're going to lose your tier 1 tower anyway. Wait, did he ult there or something? Let's rewatch this, by the way. They're doing gold. So I like this play. They go right now, push the tower. I like this. As soon as they see the TP, I think you just, like right there, when he's there, just go away, like, because fire portal's up anyway. If you guys get poked out here, both of you, or get caught in a weird fight, now they went gold and they went straight fire portal. So that's not smart. You need to think about what's up on the map. Also, the speed buff's up. This is about to spawn. Your speed's like not that far off. This is up. That is coming up. Like, there's just too many things that are more valuable than a tier 1 tower. So as soon as you force the Osiris TP, or not really force it, you would have gone there anyway, but as soon as you see it, just get out. Do not stay around for a tier 1 tower. It's just foolish. It's not worth it. Even if you got it, you don't get, like, the value is not very good because they could just take all the other things I just mentioned and be much further ahead. I would 100% do this. It's kind of exactly what I said. They lost their tier 1 tower, they lost this. So now they lost gold and fire portal for an attempt at a tier 1 tower. Oh, I remember this. I remember this. Okay. So again, I do not like what happened here between Viriziel and Benji. I do like Eager's response to take the portal and to take the tower. I think that was really smart. That's what you should do. I mean, take what's given. And I remember this. They get the tower. They get the portal. Okay. So he knows this is coming up. The Osiris does. Divios does, right? He sees it up. Now again, I just got done yelling at Viriziel and Benji for saying, hey, you guys went for a tier 1 tower. You need to think about the value of the things that are up on the map outside of the thing that you're going for, right? Now look at this. Your team's kind of like, your Sobek's low. Your guys are obviously going to back. You just got a tier 1 tower and that. It's a fair amount of gold on their players. There's no reason to fight with that much gold on you. And he's going in here to get this. Now, Viriziel's back off Re and he's a Thor. Okay. Bologna's here healthy. Fafner's here healthy. Soul's in mid. You can see him is healthy. The only one that's not there is the Cupid. But that's not good either because now the Cupid is in the same position that the Bologna was in previously. What is he doing? He's free farming while they're doing Fire Portal, okay? So he's making the most of what he can do. And so this is the very, 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 very greedy play. Like, what good could ever come from this? Like, why? There's no way you're gonna get out of here as an Osiris. Osiris is like, ult is like okay, but it's not like gonna save you from these situations. He misses his Thor ult, and he's still gonna die. Gets the double tap. Like that, I don't know. That to me, again, like I like Divios. I actually really like Divios, and I think he's a good player. But again, I'm looking at this game objectively, honestly. And I see the play over there, and then I see this play. Those are two very bad plays. In my opinion. Like, very bad plays. Like, cost your team the game plays. Like, those put you in such a bad spot. And they're things that are control about. They're things that are controllable, right? Like, this is completely unnecessary. Like, stealing this speed buff is not going to win you the game. And it's not going to lose you the game. Like, if you don't get it, right? It's just a speed buff. Like, it's not that important. And then the play over there, like, poking them in left lane, irrelevant. So, these plays are just, like, boneheaded. I don't understand them at all. So, if I'm sitting there with a team, you know, on a team, and I see that, I would like for the conversation to be, hey, you know, just kind of explain it how I just did. We got tons of value, had a bunch of gold on us. We need to worry about backing to base, spending our gold, and developing our strategy for how we're going to plan our next attack now that gold and fire portal are down. So I don't think going in there is smart. And then obviously the response would be, yeah, you're probably right. You know, I don't think that's like an arguable thing. Some things are a little subjective. That is not subjective. That was not a smart play. I see builds. Build-wise, Zap's going for the trans build. Cupid's surprisingly going for the Ichavolt Executioner build. Pretty standard best Thoth build. This is a pretty standard Soul build. Standard. He has Wingblade. Wingblade's pretty decent against these guys, I'd say. You know, Cupid ult, Soul 2, etc. Fafnir 1, Bologna 1. I don't know why he went Sovereignty instead of just going Thebes when it's more effective life, but whatever. He did that, and then he's going to go Thebes. Hydra's build, I don't think it's worth, but it's not a bad build. It's not going to lose you the game. Gladiator Shield here, I really like this build so far. I think this is a pretty solid build. This build, it's okay. You know, it's not going to lose you the game. I personally wouldn't go exactly that probably, but. And then this build, I don't know. I think Shifter's Shield is not bad on Najah by any means. Yeah, it's a decent buy. I actually like it because he has Shred in his kit. The only thing is that if you had Pen in your kit plus the Shred of your 1, you do so much damage. But I actually don't mind this. It's okay. It's solid. I don't know about this. I think it's gonna go into a Wing Blade. I don't know about that, but.
Let's pick up the pace. Your day of judgment is nigh.
So again, I think this lead that Eager has is a good lead. Can definitely win you a game when you're that far ahead if you play correctly. But I think their lead could have been even more by a lot if they played well. Honestly, I think they made a couple of mistakes here, and then eUnited capitalized on their mistakes. And they could have been ahead by they could have honestly had this game almost in the bag if they played perfectly. Now, no one's going to play perfect, but again, I think missing abilities is whatever. Miscommunicating something, it happens, but making just flat out like careless mistakes, I think that's kind of like not good, especially multiples. He's kind of bullying over there, but I mean, again, Bologna's ahead of him now, so. Dang, that actually did a lot of damage. He stole this red, that's good. Gold's obviously the next big major objective. Speed's up, they're gonna steal it. I don't know. I like the idea of Thor ulting here, but I think he did it way too late. I don't know what the comms were like there, but he did that. Like I actually think this speed invade. So I'm looking, if I'm hitting tab and I'm Verizial, I'm saying, wow, this Najah has blink against like me who can dive him really easily, right? And in Bologna too. I'm thinking like, if I was here earlier, that Najah is fucking dead. Like, no doubt about it. But it's a late ult. It happens. They could have definitely, I think they definitely could have, I think these three could have definitely annihilated them. If they played it correctly. But again, they lost their speed buff and they didn't chase the fight and like force it, so it's not terrible because like basically all they did was lose the speed buff. So that's whatever. Gold's up. Let's look at TPs and shit. Divios has TP. Bologna's no TP, or does have TP. Sorry. Oh, Verzial bought teleport glyph. That's good. I didn't see when he bought that. I should have paid attention to that. I think teleport is actually not bad on junglers, like certain ones. Like it's okay on Thor and Bastet, but I think it's worse now than it used to be. It used to be like even more kind of good. Now I think there's just too many good team fight actives. Am I saying they need Guan this game? No, they don't need a Guan this game. Actually though, honestly, Guan wouldn't have been terrible. But I don't think they should have picked it. Picking Najah was not good though with the Thoth in my opinion. Ugh. When would DJ not want Guan? I don't want Guan a lot of the times. I only want Guan if I want to give someone pressure, right? Guan full clears the wave with Thoth at level 1. If you give Thoth pressure and it's a really good Thoth player, he can just flat out carry the game. And so I have no problem with picking a character that can say, hey, you know what? You're a really good Thoth player, you win the game. I'll get you the pressure, you win the game. Yo, Mr. Painkiller666, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you. The only problem with Guan in this game too is this is still Sunder meta, and Sunder wrecks him. And everyone he tries to save. Love you, man. Keep it good. Thank you, man. Alright, so obviously gold's the next big contention thing. We talked about actives. TPs are up. Everyone's good to go. The only one who doesn't have his second active yet is Mike, but he can afford it. He's just a back. So this is the part of the game that you need to think as a team here. If I'm eager, I'm saying there's gold up, there's portal up, there's a tier 2 exposed and right. Like, this is where you need to kind of step on their throats. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot lose. If you lose a gold tier, basically even game. So you need to think about how you're going to do it in a high percentage way. You don't want to do anything in a low percentage or a coin flip and give them the ability to get back into the game. Because you still do have a lead here, and a pretty substantial lead at that. So how are you going to go about building on that lead, basically? And that is not how you go about building on your substantial lead. 50-50 no Gold Fury. Let's watch it again. Okay, let's look at the situation, right? Divios and Bologna are 1 versus 1-ing. Surprisingly, Divios is behind, but has still kind of kept the Bologna at her tier 2 tower a lot. The speed buff's up. All these, this is coming up. That's coming up. That's coming up. That's up. This, or I already said that's coming up. Basically, there's a lot up on that right side of the jungle. Thor's in base. Thor ult is up. Cupid ult is up. Soul ult is up. I don't know. I think this is just way too much of a 50-50. If I'm looking at this game, Zap has a lead of a level. PBM doesn't even have a second active bot yet. Your Sobek's massively ahead. Like, I would have liked them to, like, pressure something else. Push a lane together. Maybe let Divios 1 versus 1 this guy if he's actually doing well against him because he has Glad Shield and, like, good, like, this regen and stuff, whereas this guy has Mystical Mail and all. I don't know. Like, find an advantage somewhere else. Don't coin flip the Gold Fury. The glass? Oh, it's more like, it's just like a tip jar thingy. I don't know. I thought it was cool, so I just left it. So yeah, this ends up being a 50-50. I mean, you can say, oh, they have Thothul, they can confirm with Thothul, but that's still not a confirmed thing, you know? Like, when there's this many abilities being used on it, and this was really bad communication too. What are we doing here exactly? So, he's dropped the ult. It's gonna damage the thing no matter what now. And he hits it, so he keeps aggro of it. And so it looks like they were, look at this, he's turned his back already, so it looks like he's like, they're like saying get off, get off, get off, but you can't get off. You got it too low. So if you wanted to do the poke war where you basically aggro the gold, draw them in, poke them, aggro the gold, draw them in, poke them, you could have done that, but you can't leave it at that HP and then get off of it. So this is just a coin flip, and you just don't want a coin flip when you have a 3k gold lead. There's no point. I mean, this doesn't matter, honestly. He's fine, I think. That's a very good beads, a bad Aegis. That's a good ult. Oh, that's what Sam was talking about that he really didn't like. See, I don't think that, I don't know. Like, if I'm Sam in chat, is he even still here? Yeah, he's still here. I mean, I feel like there's two ways to look at this, though, realistically, right? Let's watch this again. I mean, okay, you can sit here and watch a smite smite cast, right? And you could say, oh, like that was a big Medusa ult by Zapman. Oh, if Sam hits this guy's dead or whatever. Actually, he probably isn't even dead because you have Shifter Shield and Wing Blade. And I don't know, you have a lot of teammates around you, so maybe he is dead. Actually, probably isn't dead because this Thor is going to land right on top of your team and kill everyone. But the point is this is such an irrelevant play. Like, you should not be in this position in the first place because the calls here strategically are just not good. There's a 3 to 4k gold lead, you coin flip a Gold Fury, and then after you coin flip a Gold Fury, you just start this big team fight after you lost the Gold Fury. And a Thorult is still pending. You have no idea where he is. And oh, he looks like he's in the sky. Bologna's a little bit ahead of Divios, not by much, but he is a little bit ahead, like in terms of like just on the map, right? Like I don't know, 10 steps, whatever. Like I don't know. This is like that Najah ult is completely irrelevant to how this game is going. Like it doesn't matter if you hit that ult there, you're still dead. If you miss the ult, you're dead. Like your team's losing this fight no matter what. I don't know. I just think that's a silly thing to look at if you're looking at why this game went south, in my opinion. Because that is not why the game went south. What even happened at the end of the scene? Did no one die? No one dies. Just a Bologna. So you traded a Bologna for a Gold Fury, basically. Obviously a terrible trade for Eager. You don't want that. You're in the lead, and you just traded a Gold Fury away for 1 kill and a Bologna. So yeah, so that play... That play is not a missed Najah ult. That play is a bad Gold Fury call, is what it is. So there's no really reason to look at the Najah, in my opinion. I think, in my opinion, when you're in a bad situation that many people don't understand, maybe some people are like, oh, that's a good situation. Look at that. He's ulting right in front. Like, it's really easy to miss abilities when you don't have a game plan. When I say, hey, look, let's just get, for example, let's just say, Divios, you have a lead or whatever, you're out pushing that guy, I'm going to let you push him under tower and kind of keep farming, and then once they rotate one guy to help you, we're going to force gold, and when we force gold, we're going to wait for so-and-so to come in and we'll look for that pick there, okay? And everyone's like, yeah, gotcha, like, that's the game plan. When everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing, this game is easy, you hit every ability. But when all this confusion and like, what the fuck is going on, we dropped it, then we lost gold, now we're fighting. Like, missing abilities is really easy to do, honestly. It doesn't matter how bad or good you are. I don't think it was a bad play because what if they got gold? It's still a 50-50. You have a 3 to 4k gold lead. Why would you coin flip? If I told you you were 6'8" and I wanted you to play a 1v1 basketball game against a guy who is 5'3", you have your choice. Either you play like 1st to 7 or whatever, or you flip a coin. Which one would you rather do? I mean, that's literally what it is. You have a 4k gold lead. You can take a 90-10 play, or you can take a 50-50 play. Like, there's no point in risking something when you have a lead like that. You should never take a coin flip. I don't know. I don't like gambling when I know I can win. Like, there's just no point. There's no point in gambling when you know you can win, basically. You don't need to gamble. I'd flip a coin. I'm bad at basketball. I don't care how the fuck bad at basketball you are. If you're 6'8" and you're going against a guy who's 5'3", I think your odds are pretty good, my friend. I don't know, that Thoroltz is weird. But it's not like terrible, he got vision, I guess. So I think this game is pretty much over at this point, honestly. Even though it's even, it's pretty much over because now they're gonna get so much value out of this fire. You have one level level advantage here, one level advantage here. even, 2-level yeah, I don't know. Let's look at the graphs. Experience looks pretty even, gold's pretty even, but they have fire, that's the difference. Might I play some PUBG? Yeah, probably, because this game's down anyway. Pretty slow play with fire here. They're just letting the Bologna push up the lane here. I don't know about all this nonsense that's going on. Let's see what happens. I don't like this play at all on either team. Like I don't know what this is. So the call basically was, you know, they probably have a lot of gold in hand or something like that. Does it show gold in hand? Yeah. So he has 2k on him. Even 1200. I mean, those, you know, you can buy stuff with that, so the call is probably just chill. Let's buy back, let him push up a lane, get pressure in more than one lane, and then we can go from there with our fire. This is fine for Divios to walk over here and obviously start just like clearing the wave a little bit as best he can. I really, really do not like this Bologna ult, and I really don't like that Thor ult. I don't think they make any sense whatsoever. All you have to do is basically push 2 lanes here with your Fire Giant, make them swing towards one, make them swing towards the other. Eventually you get one for free, and then keep pushing, pushing, pushing. If they misplay, you probably end up killing. I don't know what the hell this was, but it's not good. And I really don't like this play. Because now, basically, this is how Smite works, in my opinion, if you're a really good team and you have Fire Giant. You look at their team and you say, okay, I have Fire Giant, basically even game, ahead on some roles, behind in others, whatever. How is this team going to kill me? They're going to kill me with a Thoth ult, they're going to kill me with a Najah ult, they're going to kill me with a Medusa ult. Well, so they just baited out the Medusa ult, and now you don't have to worry about that. So that takes away one of his CC immunities, and that takes away a big ult that's like can make an impact in a team fight. So now it's going to be really hard to hold a tower because you just ulted off tower basically. Like, yeah, the Bologna's like just got hit by a tower bolt, but that's not on tower. On tower is when people are actually hitting the tower trying to siege it. So that poke is irrelevant. Cupid's going to drop hearts. And he's healed the full. They got vision of the gold. See, and because they wasted those 2 ults too, like this is an awkward time for them now, a little bit. Not too awkward. They're just delaying their push more than it needs to be. Jamel the Camel, thank you for the sub. 5 months. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. So, So basically, they just they delayed their push in mid, which I think was the right call. They delayed their push in left because of a misplay, in my opinion, between Bologna and Thor. Now they're actually not pushing at all, so this fire is not quite as valuable as it should have been. They didn't even get a tier 1 tower. It's a good defense by Eager here. But honestly, it's more just a bad siege by eUnited. I don't know exactly why. It's a very conservative call. I guess the one thing you can say is Eager had a 4k gold lead and they haven't done anything with it basically. And now it's an even game. So if I'm eUnited, I'm saying, well, maybe we don't risk anything that looks kind of suspect even a little bit because we haven't lost like a team fight in a long time or something, like or we're doing well in the long run basically. That could be the argument in their head. I don't know, but I think they could have gotten a lot more out of the Fire Giant. This could be an opportunity for them to poke the Thor really hard. The only problem is Gold Fury spawning. I think he beats the Sash. He did blue. He's gonna get it too. Watch. Yep. Oh, that's unfortunate. But again, I guess this one I will say, Sam, if you're still here, I think this one may be your fault. Not the missed ult, but the decision making. You look it over here and you're like, oh, it's an opportunity to maybe kill Thor, you know, blah blah blah. No, really, they're Gold Fury spawning and they're about to get it. And I'm pretty sure they had timer on it because the last gold was that wonky one. So like, there's no reason to be in right lane with Gold Fury spawning, especially when they have Fire Giant, which I think is falling soon. Let's see the timer on it. Does it show? Is there any way to see buffs? I don't know. I guess there's no way to see buffs. Point is, you can't have two people in right lane with Gold Fury spawning. Simple as that. Killing a Thor doesn't mean anything compared to Gold Fury. At least Thor ult's down. That's nice. Except Nishal ult's down too. It's not nice.
Let's pick up the pace.
So now they have no Nijal and they have no Sobek ult. So that's a little brutal. It's a weird balloon ult, but it's going to give prots to these people and kind of segregate the fight. See, and here's where the problem comes in that I was talking about in picks and bans too. Is the healing. Watch. Okay. Oh, he's going to ult here. That's a really good ult. But here's the problem. Did you kill anyone? Nope. Do they have heals? Yep. So like, look, just watch. They have Fire Giant regen. They have Soul 1. They have Fafnir 2. So there's Soul healing. There's Cupid Hearts healing. Now they're back to healthy. And they had nothing to secure the Fire Giant with anymore. Osiris is really poked and now they're dead. They all died. Or they lose gold, either one, whatever, it doesn't matter. Basically, they lost the team fight. That TP comes into effect right there on Balloon, obviously, he's full life now. They healed again, backed up and healed one more time. Now's a situation, in my opinion, too, where even if Eager got gold here, right? Now, even if they get gold, they still probably lose because they're going to have to be on top of the Gold Fury, and then eUnited will just jump on top of them and basically like 3-for-0 them and lose gold, which means they'll probably get this tower, they'll get that tower, they'll get Fire Portal, and then Fire Giant's coming up, so they'll have Ward Vision around Fire. So I just think at this point you got to realize as a team, hey, look, we've done some pretty good damage, but we got some big ults down. We're not going to be able to kill them anymore. We see them sustaining in the back line. There's no way. We have to get out. Fire's up soon. Portal's up soon. We have to give up this gold even maybe. Because it's just, we can't, there's more important things now than Gold Fury. Like Portal and Fire and stuff like that, honestly. So, I mean, worst case scenario, you need them to pull gold so that they take damage, not you, because they have sustained, you don't. So I'd rather them take extra damage from a sixth person, basically. What's with the no anti-heal items? Oh yeah, because he doesn't have Brawlers, he doesn't have Divine, he doesn't have Pestilence, he doesn't have Pestilence. That's true. It's a good point. Probably should have built anti-heal. Although Cupid's anti-heal, or Cupid's heal is not really that relevant to like anti-heal because he does it out of combat like far away. But it would help on the Soul, it would help on the Fafnir, etc. It's not a bad idea to get anti-heal, ever too, because Brawlers is such a high damage ability. They pick him there. But it doesn't matter. Because it's a 1-for-1 and they don't have heals and they do. Yeah. I mean, this is healing in a nutshell right here, boys. You got to know how to play against it. You either all in it and you kill it, or you say farewell and you go somewhere else and wait till you can all in it and kill it again. You know, like, there's other ways to play against it, but you can't just keep these, like, these poke battles are so detrimental because you're never gonna win a poke battle with a team with heals. So now if these were swapped too, by the way, if they had Cupid ADC on Eager and then Medusa on the other team, I think it would work well for Eager because Thoth is doing a lot of poke damage, and Thoth is really good at poking. His range is incredible, but the fact that they don't have a healer is really hurting them here when the other team does, when all they're doing is poking. Segregating the team fight, what you mean? And that's just becoming a runaway kind of. Let's see what happens. This is a big team fight. Now eUnited has a lead, obviously. So now's their chance to kind of say, hey, look, we got the lead now. What are we going to do with it? It's a little more poke. They're going to sit back, drop Cupid hearts, and heal. Let's rewatch that. I fucking fast forward too fast. I think this was like the one good Najal so far, right? That could one-shot someone. Where's the Najal coming from? Oh wow, just straight up the gut, dude. So this is a really big pick. It's Cupid. He actually has no actives too. He can't Aegis out of this. Like when he lands, if they miss time the Thoth ult. Dang. So I feel like there's two ways. I feel like there's two ways that people respond to things like this, by the way. When your teammate gets ult, you can either freak out and stare at him in the sky and be like, wow, that guy's fucked. Or you can say, well, time to go to work, boys, you know, like, and just try to all in to disrupt their like engagement off the Najal ult, right? And it looks like that's what eUnited is doing. So as soon as he goes up, they say, okay, we got to go in because it's a good play. Like you have to go in. You have no choice. So they're just trying to fuck with everyone and try to back them up as much as possible. One of the unfortunate things about that Thoth ult too is it baited him to ult back here. It was just honestly it was probably just more of a good play by United than anything. But it was like it forced him to ult back here when the team charged in over here, right? So at most he was gonna hit one guy. And obviously Thoth ult can be super effective if it hits more than one, as you saw at the fight over there where he hit 3 people. Although it didn't end up being good, it was like a good team fight. It was still a good ult. Yeah, I don't think it hit him because he didn't die. He had 1 HP. Something else hit him. So I was just honestly like best needed to hit that ult for 1 because the guy had no actives. Needed to time it better. And for 2, it was a good play kind of by eUnited to like disrupt the team fight by just all-inning. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's really all it was. Now you're just a baby Najal with Blink, dude. Feels bad. And Cupid didn't even back either. Look, he just walked away, popped heart bombs. He's ready to rock. Like that's healing, man. See ya. See ya. And that's, I mean, that's probably game, honestly. 42 seconds on Brazil, a little shorter time on Jungler and Hunter for Eager. They just have to bait and fight, honestly. They do have sustain, so they can. I don't like that pluck at all. I really don't like that pluck. Because this is my mindset, at least as a player. I think, hey, look, I got my jungler respawning, my ADC respawning. What can I do to get them off the fire giant until these guys come back? Because if I do get them off the fire giant until these guys come back, they'll be there before the Thor's there, right? So pluck is not the answer, in my opinion. Because now you plucked in, your pluck's down, you baited your team to attack. These guys are going to walk forward. Some missed heart bomb, I think. Oh no, he hit it. And he hit the soul too. Now they're really poked out. Or like the Osiris's. And he actually might just die here. And you get caught in a fight. And look where Sam is. Like, see, this is why it's unfortunate. You look at this and you go, if you watch this back as a team, you say, look how close he was to making an impact on this team fight. And you look at these guys. I mean, Cupid has actives up. Fafnir, no team fight actives. Soul's there. What does she got? She got double active. I mean, that's kind of unfortunate that they all have actives up. But the point being is that if you land a boomerang here and then you like 3 in, you can one-shot that guy. You can even like do good damage to these guys with a prot shred. Like, if instead of plucking, if Aurora instead of plucking just kind of eyeballed and waited, because they did back off the fire, right? They definitely did. Then Sam would have been there to help, and then obviously Zap's coming out of base. Thor's probably going to TP in. I don't know. Does he have TP up? Yes, he does. So he'll TP in, but... It's just too late now. Dang. It's too late now. If they just were a little more patient with the first Sobek plug. Because now you can't do anything anymore. You just took another death. What are they going to do with it? They're going to go straight back to fire and probably do the same thing. Yep, they're straight back to fire and they're going to rinse and repeat. I think that could have been a winning team fight for them. I really do. I don't know. They did keep him off fire, but I think they could have just... It would have been smarter to let Sam back into the fight before you engaged. And it's a rinse and repeat of last time. And Thor can be a big impact here, and it is. That's kind of Najah in a nutshell, especially Najah with one defensive active too. I personally don't like Blink Najah. I think it's a high risk, high reward, but I just don't think that playstyle wins in Smite very often. I think the only one who played like Blink Najah super well in the past has been like Andy, but that was like a long time ago. I don't know if Adaptian buys Blink on Najah recently. From what I've seen, it's a lot of the EU junglers are more likely to buy like things like beads and Aegis. But maybe I'm wrong. I just don't personally like it. I think it's so risky. And I don't think the reward pays off like that many times. Especially against a good team who knows it's coming. And especially with some of the items that are in the game. So this game's pretty much over now. Nothing really matters anymore. Should be an easy game to finish out. They trade a 1-for-1 soul inners. Oh wait, this is another one of those weird plays though, I think. Let me look. My point too about like the NA junglers who have bought Blink in the past at least was when Smite wasn't quite as like developed and players weren't quite as good, so you can get away with it I think more. And certain actors weren't in the game, like right, like Sunder wasn't in the game, Bracer, things like that. But anyway.
Thanks for the creatine.
What's up, Jim Buddy?
Yo, what's up, King Guns? Yo, what up, dude? Yo, this guy, I saw him at the gym. Did I tell you guys this story? Yo, Yemen's here. What's up, dude? Yo, thank you for the $5. I went to the gym, tried to get a workout in before the gym closed, and this gentleman spotted me. He spotted me and said hello. Apparently, he has met me and Zap now. So shout-outs to that man. I'm surprised you're up this late, bro. 3 a.m. This is my prime time, but most people is not their prime time. Have you ever put your fingers... Okay, thank you, Sylvester. Alright, so anyway, wait, let me go back to this. I wanted to just watch one last play, because nothing else really matters in this game. It's 6 a.m. for you? Yeah, you're East Coast. Okay, so this is another one of those plays. At least in my opinion, okay. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, we have 3 people dead for a long ass time, right? If they push this Phoenix and they all in the Titan, yeah, they'll probably win. But this Phoenix is up, that tower is up, that tower is up, that tower is up, that tower is up, and this Phoenix. So there's 6 structures up, which makes this guy harder to kill. Oh my god, that fly's still in my room. I feel like, I mean, I don't think this is a terrible play, but I just feel like I would rather fight them on the Titan than the Phoenix. And hope that my team will respawn. Like basically force them to try to make an all-in play. If they win, great, but maybe the Titan kills someone, maybe someone respawns. I don't know. I just thought it was weird to all-in them there. I just felt like you could kind of poke a little bit and then like all in on the Titan and hope that someone respawned. Especially because, okay, this is why I thought that. The timers are fucked up in Spectator. But Divios was spawning here before it even died, right? So, like, if they just backed up, gave up the Phoenix, and fought on Titan with Divios respawning, I actually think they could have held this. At least I think it would have been close. It would have been closer than Sobek and Najah all-inning and missing their abilities on right Phoenix. But I don't know. That's not really that relevant, honestly, but it is something to think about. KGJ, you need to shave. I know, I'm just trolling, dude. I'm just trolling. At this point, I'm just trolling because Laz says I can't shave, and I was like, fuck it, whatever, dude. I don't even care. I'm going to school in a month. I honestly don't give a shit. I'm just sitting here streaming, and I think I look like an absolute idiot, and it's funny as hell. Okay, let's look at builds before we end this, but... Sash looking good. Oh, it's not going to show me the builds, is it? There's no endgame screen for this? That's too bad. Oh, it's just going to replay over and over and over. I'm not going to go to builds. But basically, in my opinion, the big things that stood out to me in that game was eUnited drafted Sustain. And then Divio should not have died at speed buff. He should not have died in duo lane. Those things put him in a spot that he should not have been in. He should have had a more commanding lead and played off of it better. And I think the when you're up 3k, 4k to 50-50 Gold Fury is just not a consistent playstyle. It's gonna work from time to time, but in the long run, if you play, 10 games, 1 split, land 5 games, in the long run, it's gonna show that your strategy is not sound and that you'll lose more games than you'll win. That's pretty much the synopsis.